Alright guys, so here's what's going on. You want to make a project with a group of people. I'm going to show you guys how you can do that and how we can set everything up. This is going to be a multi-step video, or multi-video process, where I'm going to first show you guys how to set up your project and make sure that all your files are organized. Then I'm going to show you guys how you can actually add other team members to your project and make it so that other team member can actually join that project. First video is just how to set your project and make sure that it's good to go for everyone on your team. First thing is I'm going to go click new. I'm going to make it 2D and I'm going to make a new project. And I'll call this one my new project. Now this step is primarily for the person who's going to be making the initial Unity project or the first Unity project that everyone's going to be added onto. So I make this project and I'm going to create and I'll wait for it to open up. Waiting for that to open. Do 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 do. Okay, so when your Unity project is open, we're gonna get into actually setting everything up the proper way. So the most important thing when you're working in a group project setting is organization. Making sure that you have your folders that are organized and that everyone knows where they're supposed to be. The very first thing I like to do is I like to just set up a couple different folders. I'm going to right click and just start making them. So I'm going to right click, create folder, and I'm going to call this one 2D assets. And inside this folder, I'm just going to start adding a couple assets, well, a couple of folders. So I'm going to make this one, I'll call this one sprites. Make a folder called animation. What other thing can we add for 2D assets? And really, this will be anything you really need to add. I'm gonna make a folder for physics, and that'll be my first three primary folders in the 2D assets folder. From there, I'm gonna go back by clicking on the name of the folder up here. Right click, make a folder for audio. I will make a folder for to do scripts. I'm gonna actually make sure I can properly spell scripts. And then I'm going to make a folder for scenes. Actually, no, we already have a folder for scenes, so I don't need to make that. And then anything else you think you would need for your project, you make a folder for it. So for instance, I think I might need, I don't know, say I'll need videos for my project. I'm going to make a folder for videos. And that'll be the basic setup just with the primary folders you need. Now, since you're working on a project with other people, it's a very good idea to actually go inside these folders and further separate and further divide your work up. So if I'm working on a project with, for example, 2 people or 3 people, I'm going to go inside the scenes folder and the scripts folder and make an individual folder for each person. So inside the scenes, I'm going to go in here. We have the sample scene here. I'm just going to leave that be for now. And I'm going to just right click, make a new folder. And I'll call this Kevin um, Playground. And I know that all my files will be inside of this Kevin Playground folder. And by all the files, I mean all the Unity scenes. So if I make a new scene here, I'll call this testing movement, right? This scene, testing movement scene is the one that I'm going to be working on, and that'll be in my own folder, right? From there, I'm going to actually right click and start making folders for each other person on that team. So say for example, Aiden's going to be on the team. I'm going to add in Aiden's playground. And then inside of here, you can make a scene specifically for Aiden. So I'm going to right click, create a scene, and I'll call this Aiden World, whatever. Whatever he wants to name it. And so whenever Aiden's working on his project, every single scene he makes will be inside of here. He'll just keep creating new scenes, and whatever he needs goes inside that folder. From there, after you've made a folder for each individual person on the team, you want to make a final folder called your master folder. This master folder is going to be where your main project file, your main game can be stored. So if you think about it in a way like this, these files, these folders, are just for you guys to test things in your individual world. The only time you go into the master folder is when everything has been tested and you're ready to add content into the game file. So I'll call this master scene, and then this is the main scene where your game will be made from. These other two scenes are just for you guys to work individually on your own parts of the project before merging everything over into the master right here. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to go back up to the top assets folder, and I'm going to go inside the scripts right here. I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to make a new folder, Kevin Scripts, another one, Aiden Scripts, and any new C# script I make. So I'll call this on test movement. We'll go inside of here. And then just for Sandy's sake, I'm going to just go in here. Just print out something very quickly. Hello. Save that. And now with that saved, I'm going to make sure I go back into my folder. Right now, if you look up top, you see I'm on the master scene. Don't want to work on the master scene until I'm ready for to go with everything. I'm going to go back here. Going to go into my folder, which is called I call testing movement. I mean, my folder called Kevin's Playground. Go inside this scene, testing movement. See we're here. And I don't know, I'm gonna right click, make a 2D object. I'll make a, I don't know, a square. Got my square guy right here. Moving him around. And then I'm going to add in that component I made, which was called test movement. And just make sure that works. Cool, I know that worked. I made my change for my project. And I know this is good, so I'm going to save this here. And I tested out this one thing here successfully. When you know that your script is good and your code is good for this one file, you will start to migrate everything from this file over to the other file. I will show you guys how to set that up in another video, but that's just the overall process. Once you've made all your folders, you're basically good to go for this step. I'm going to show you guys in the next video the next step of collaborating with peers. So stick around for that next video and we'll be good to go.